So what usually happens is that top producer Chris and I have a chat before the show, Thursday, Friday. We get the show together, we talk about the different guests, print out various bits of information, and I generally, this may come as a shock, I generally know what I'm talking about, although that is me saying that. You may disagree, and you may well ask the question, who do you think you are? Now we're going to answer that, because I've done a DNA test, and maybe this is a bit self-indulgent, but I think it's quite interesting, and more people are doing these DNA tests, finding out their heritage, finding out how many percent they are, this, that, or the other. And Aaron Godfrey is the Vice President of Marketing at MyHeritage Data. I have sent him my DNA sample and he has analysed it, and literally what I have on the screen in front of me is intro, clip 1, chat, image 1, chat, clip 2, chat, clip 3. I have no idea what's about to come up. Aaron, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you first of all doing the test and also coming on the programme. Just tell us a little bit about why people have these tests done.
Sure. So firstly, thanks for having me, Peter. As you said, MyHeritage is the leading destination for people to discover their family history, to uncover the amazing stories that lie in their roots. And we're pleased to help you on this journey as well, and excited for what you're going to discover. I think there's always a need. Humans want to know where they're from. They want to feel that sense of belonging. They want to discover more about themselves. And platforms like this is how you do that. You discover your family history, you uncover your ethnic origins, find some historical records. It builds this amazing picture of who you are.
All right, let's start the journey. As you say, I feel like I'm on the X Factor. Let's play the first clip. It says, Peter, you are, and then it's got the globe has come up here if you're watching on the screen, and it's apparently I'm from Scotland. Apparently I'm from Scotland, I'm from Ireland. It's animating at the moment. Can you just talk us through this, Aaron? What it's telling us?
Sure. So what you're seeing here is a video of your DNA results. So as you mentioned, you did a little cheek swab and you sent it to our lab a few weeks ago. And what you get from that is a breakdown of the ethnic origins within your DNA and any relationships you have to other people who you share DNA with, who are your DNA matches. And we looked at your DNA and the full picture, it was just on the screen, has disappeared now, but I can break it down for you. Your DNA shows that you are 55.7% Scottish and Welsh.
Wow, okay.
22.6% Irish.
22.6% Irish. The number of people are going to be interested in that. My friend Frank, for example.
Don't worry,
okay.
We're going to cover it.
Yep.
17.6% English.
Wow, okay.
And then a small percentage of Dutch, 2.2% Dutch, and 1.9% Breton. So really your DNA is very, very close. If you look at the map, very, very close together along the British Isles,
yep.
touching a little bit into Europe. Now, it's really an interesting, like your DNA specifically is a very interesting look at the history of Northern Ireland itself. So the 55.7%, the Scottish and Welsh, that perfectly explains your deep roots in Northern Ireland because there's a direct link to the Ulster plantation. So centuries ago in the 1600s, thousands of Scots settled in Northern Ireland, and your ancestors were likely among those first Ulster Scots, they were called, who came across the Irish Sea, and they're giving you this very high percentage. And your mum's maiden name, I believe, is McLaren.
That's right.
So we know the McLarens are from 6 Mile Cross area in County Tyrone.
Yeah, that's right.
It's believed that the 3 McLaren brothers came from Scotland with King William of Orange in 1690.
Wow.
And settled in the area of 6 Mile Cross. So all the McLarens living there now are probably descendants of these 3 brothers. So you can actually
trace back my mother's family, the McLaren family, back to the Glorious Revolution, back to King William of Orange.
Absolutely. And we found a beautiful article in a newspaper on MyHeritage which says that the McLarens are an old Scotch family who came into Ireland with William of Nassau. Being soldiers in the army, the Scotch McLarens have ever been noted as warrior family.
There we are.
And whether they spell their name as McLaren or McLaren with a capital C, the military mottos of the family still shine forth in all the glittering array. The 6 Mile Cross McLarens are descendants of 3 soldiers. So it's been written about since, this is from the 1890s.
Yeah. Wow,
so you have deep roots there.
And back to, if it's King William of Orange, then we're back to 1690 as well. So even further. My mother doesn't like me talking about her on the air, but I will tell you something. That warrior DNA has gone down to her. Let me tell you. We've got an image coming up now. Shall we go to the next image? And so tell us what's going on here.
Sure. So, as I mentioned, one of the things you get with your DNA results are not only your ethnic origins, but we also find matches, people with whom you share DNA. And they're also in the database. We have millions of users all over the world who have done a MyHeritage DNA test, and they're often connecting with each other, finding new relatives. We have amazing stories, adoptees looking for their biological families. We have other people who are just curious to find out where their
So,
family
so
might
these,
live.
these six people that I see on the screen here, I don't recognize any of them. Am I related to them then?
Right. So we found you have about 25,000 DNA matches on MyHeritage, which are from all over the world: US, UK, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. Now, this family include Bob and Ange Pearson. Who are they? So Bob is actually your grandmother Ida's first cousin,
Okay.
and you were matched to him. Now, Bob has a sister called Glenda, and Glenda sent you a message. Are we able to play that message for
Oh,
you?
wow. Okay. Yeah, we are.
Hello, Peter. I'm Glenda Hamilton, first cousin of Ida, your grandmother. My father, Matt Hamilton, was her uncle, and he left Ireland when he was 17 years old. In 2000, I was able to travel and stay with them at 6 Mile Cross along with my niece Sarah. Ida invited all our local relatives to come for an evening meal. It was a wonderful evening. After visiting with Ida and Lexi, we had an afternoon visit to your own parents, Sandra and Ken, at Portadown, which was very special also. Peter, I hope this special occasion has affirmed you splendidly for all your accomplishments to date and inspires you to continue seeking excellence in your profession and your contributions within your community going forward. And remember always, we come from very good stock. All the best.
That's lovely. Gosh, that's really nice. I'm really glad that she met my parents as well. That's very nice.
That's just one of the 25,000 relatives we found for you. That's a lot of Christmas cards you have to start writing, I think.
Certainly, my goodness.
With the basic information you gave us, we were able to build out a family tree on MyHeritage going back 8 generations. And we found some incredible stories, including we found an amazing story about your great uncle, Robert McLaren. He was your grandfather's brother. He was a sergeant navigator in the Royal Air Force.
I know this story. Yeah, we're very proud of him. Yeah.
Killed in action on his second mission. And do you know how they were able to locate and identify him?
I do know this story, but you tell me, because it's a great story.
So, you know, it was just 20 years old. It was 1944. He was shot down in the Lancaster bomber on his second flight ever. And very difficult working under fire in the darkness. That's the role of the navigator. And after the war, his body was identified by a silver cigarette case bearing his initials. And then he was eventually laid to rest in the Berlin War Cemetery, and we have records of that on MyHeritage as well.
I've been there. I've been to the cemetery. I went in 2012 actually, and the cigarette case was given to him by his girlfriend. And in fact, she spelt his surname incorrectly. She spelt it MCC rather than MCL, which is how you spell McLaren. So that was part of how they identified him as well. And I think it's my cousin Ruth who has the telegrams that were originally sent to his mother. And actually this week, I mean, it's particularly poignant because of Remembrance Sunday last Sunday and Armistice Day on Tuesday. So we remember Charlie McLaren, Robert Charles McLaren, Charlie McLaren, of course. I think there's another clip that you want us to play now. Shall we play this now?
Sure.
Hi Peter, my name's Russ McLaren. I was born in New Zealand, but my grandfather, Thomas John McLaren, emigrated from 6 Mile Cross, County Tyrone, Northern Ireland in 1930. He never went back, but we did, my wife and I, Lois. We visited 6 Mile Cross in 1988 to find out about our family history, and we ended up on the doorstep of Ida and Lexi McLaren, who turned out to be relations of ours and your grandparents. Ida invited us in and rummaged around in her kitchen drawer, pulled out a photo of myself, my brother and my parents at a picnic in the 1960s. Lexi always thought that we were cousins, but he was never quite sure how we were related. I was pretty excited to see that we have a DNA match on MyHeritage, so it's pretty likely that we are cousins. I've also downloaded your book, and it's looking like it's going to be a really good read, so I'm looking forward to reading the rest of that.
I've never met that guy. I don't know if I ever will, but this is kind of an emotional experience, actually. Do many people
100%.
find that?
So many people. I mean, everybody gets matches, and then they start speaking to the matches, working out how they're connected. And this collaborative nature of family history, where you can build your family tree, invite people in to add the information they know, helps you have a much richer experience. And conversing with the people with whom you share DNA just opens so many doors. It's just such a worthwhile thing. As I mentioned, it really helps you get a sense of belonging.
I'm thinking a lot about my grandparents as well. I'm really proud of them. Really great people. Ida and Lexi. Can we go to the final image now? Maybe you can talk us through this.
Absolutely. So this is a picture of your family tree that I mentioned. It's going back 8 generations, just based on the basic details we had from you, the parents' names, your grandparents' names. I don't know if you have the image there on the screen, but
yeah, we do.
We actually there's another image we found of your grandmother Ida's grandmother. So your great-great-grandmother, whose name was Annie Dunbar. She was born in 1870. And we actually found an old photo of her as well. It's on one of the other screens that you have there.
I don't think we have that just at the moment, but I will have a look at it after the show. I think you did email it through. Yes, my grandmother's middle name was Dunbar, Ida Bell Dunbar McLaren. This is just fascinating. I mean, I know it's personal to me, but are there people who've kind of made friends who've connected and had all sorts of close relationships, presumably with people who may be distantly related, but with whom they have a lot more than DNA in common, I'm sure, as well.
Absolutely. Anyone who searches MyHeritage DNA will encounter amazing stories of people who have reunited, long lost family members, or just people like you who just did a simple cheek swab and got back some amazing anecdotes about their family history. I strongly suggest, especially now as we're gearing up to Black Friday, the MyHeritage DNA kit is only £29.
Okay, so all right.
It's never better to.
You've had your plug. Does it ever cause any problems? Do you ever actually reveal things that you perhaps don't want to reveal?
I think we always say, if you don't want the answers, don't ask the questions. And people are curious. We all share this curiosity to know our roots and know where we're from. And people just make fascinating discoveries.
What about your own history? Have you done it yourself?
Mine's a little bit boring, if I'm honest. It's 100% Ashkenazi Jewish, so not much, but I've uncovered some very interesting things and some old documents of my great-grandmother, some interesting relatives who I'd never found before, some articles. It even generated, I knew about this one, but I celebrated my great-grandmother's 100th birthday in Finchley in North London, and there was a picture in the local press. And it sent that to me. Now, obviously, I know about that one because I was there. But just getting these old, the system is constantly matching to the billions of records and just giving you interesting information about your relatives. So there's so much to discover. It's an amazing hobby. And
just a final question. We've talked a lot about the McLarens. What about the Cardwells? Where are they from? Are they Ulster, plantation of Ulster as well? Do we know?
Well, that's for the second segment we'll come back for. No, we'll have to dive more into that one, I'm afraid.
Okay. Aaron, thank you very much indeed. That's Aaron Godfrey, who's the Vice President of Marketing at MyHeritage DNA. I find that fascinating. I hope you did too. There was lots about my family in there I didn't know, and of course lots of relatives you don't know. And I was, to be honest, a little bit worried about that. I didn't know where it was going to go. I didn't know anything. So thanks to the top team behind the glass for knowing all the information and guiding me through it very, very well as well. Penny says, your DNA results are similar to mine. I get DNA matches by email every week. Fascinating, says Penny. Michelle says, fantastic. Really enjoyed seeing this DNA testing. Hope you make new connections. I'm blown away. Haley says, I'm definitely seeing a likeness with Aaron, the DNA guy. Lovely to get that message from your lost relative. That must have been fabulous for you. It really was. And actually hearing people who connected even in a way that I didn't know about before with my grandparents, I was really, really proud of them. Ida and Lexi McLaren, really proud to come and to be a McLaren. I know I'm a Cardwell, but I'm a McLaren as well. And they were people who were incredibly hospitable, kind people who took in, random people turned up from New Zealand on the doorstep and they said, come in and have a look around and have a cup of tea and have a chat. And that's just the kind of people they both were. I'm really, really proud of them, proud of my whole family. And everybody, I'm looking forward to Christmas and seeing my family again. That was kind of an emotional experience for me, to be brutally honest. I'll take more of your calls, texts, tweets and voice notes after the break. Stay with us.